Brothers and sisters of Burkina Faso, sons and daughters of Africa, hear me, not just with your ears, but with the fire in your hearts. What I speak today is not only for our nation, it is for every soul that refuses to kneel before those who try to control us. Look around you. Look at this bridge we are building, not with foreign steel, not with the money of those who enslaved us, but with our own hands. With the very Tyres that once rolled on our soil, now reborn as a lifeline for our people. This bridge is more than a passage across water. It is a passage from humiliation to dignity, from dependence to freedom. Why do we build with Tyres? Because we use what we have. We do not wait for Europe's approval. We do not wait for America's aid. We do not ask permission to live like human beings. We take what is ours, what surrounds us, and we create. They said Africa cannot innovate. They lied. They said Africa cannot build. They lied. They said Africa cannot survive without them. They lied. This bridge is a message to every colonizer hiding behind suits and ties, to every hand that has stolen our gold, our land, and our future. We are done begging. We are done waiting. We are done obeying. My people, I know your pain. I have walked your villages where children drink from muddy rivers, where mothers cry because there is no food, where farmers are crushed by poverty while the wealth of our soil fills foreign banks. I have seen the despair they wanted us to drown in. But I tell you now, despair ends here. It ends on this bridge. We are not building a bridge of Tyres. We are building a bridge of defiance, a bridge of pride, a bridge that declares to the world, we can. We will. We must. And to those who threaten us, who try to destabilize us because they fear a free Africa, hear me clearly. Burkina Faso will not bow. We do not fear your sanctions. We do not fear you. Your armies. We do not fear your lies. We are ready to face hunger, but never chains. We are ready to face bullets, but never slavery. We will feed ourselves. We will defend ourselves. We will build ourselves. This is bigger than a single project, bigger than a single nation. This is the awakening of a continent. From the Sahel to the Cape, from Dar to Dar es Salaam, Africa is rising. We are cutting the ropes they tied around our necks. We are breaking the silence they forced upon us. And we are doing it with the strength of our ancestors flowing through our veins. Remember this, no empire in history has survived once the oppressed chose to rise, and we have chosen. So to every child listening, to every farmer tilling the soil, every worker, every soldier, every mother and father, this is your call. Stand with us, build with us, defend this land with us, because Africa will only be free when her people refuse to accept anything less. This bridge of Tyres is more than a crossing. It is a path to a new dawn, and when history tells this story, it will not say that foreign powers saved us. It will say that Africans saved themselves. Burkina Faso, Africa, stand tall, stand proud, and never forget, we are a free people, and free people do not ask permission to rise. This bridge is not made of rubber. It is made of defiance, of dignity, of the unyielding spirit of a people who refuse to kneel. Each Tyre carries the sweat of workers, the determination of farmers, the unbreakable courage of a continent long underestimated. For centuries they told Africa it could not build, could not innovate, could not survive without others. They lied. And today, with this bridge, we shatter that lie. We show the world that greatness is not imported. It is forged with the courage to use what lies in our hands. Freedom is not given. It is seized. Dignity is not bought. It is earned. And as these words ignite your hearts, let them lift your heads higher. This is not just a bridge over water. It is a crossing from weakness to strength, from waiting for permission to claiming destiny. Africa's strength has always been here, in her people, her land, her history of resilience. It was only hidden under the weight of colonial deception. Now we reclaim it. We will not see ourselves as poor or incapable, but as builders of a future only we can create. To those who sanction us, who starve us, who threaten us with armies and lies, we say this: you fear a free Africa, and you should, because no power on this earth can break a people who have chosen freedom. Yes, we are ready to endure hunger, but not chains. We are ready to face bullets, but not slavery. We will rise, not as beggars of aid, but as creators of our own destiny. This struggle is not only for Burkina Faso, it is for every African silenced, exploited, or told they were nothing. The chains of colonialism may have changed their shape, but they still exist, in exploitation, in debt, in control. And today, we break them. We are no longer waiting. We are no longer begging. We are no longer obeying. This is the awakening of a continent, and once awakened, Africa will never sleep again. He called upon neighboring nations to see Burkina Faso's struggle as their own, reminding them that when one country dares to break free, it sparks a fire for all others to follow. His words carried the weight of unity, declaring that freedom cannot survive in isolation, that a single liberated nation surrounded by oppression will always remain in danger. He spoke of an Africa that shares its strength, its resources, its vision, an Africa that refuses to be divided by lines drawn by foreign hands. As he spoke, the people began to feel themselves part of something greater, not just their village, not just their nation, but a continental awakening. They envisioned the day when African voices speak as one, when no outside power can dictate their future, when their children inherit a land that stands tall and unbroken. And in that vision, they saw not only hope, but destiny. He closed with a promise so powerful it felt as though the future itself was speaking through him. He spoke of a day when no African child would sleep hungry, when no farmer would be forced to sell his harvest for crumbs while others grew rich from his labor, when no mother would weep for a son or daughter lost to wars fed by foreign greed. He told them history would not remember the chains, but the moment they shattered them. The world, he said, will one day look to Africa not as a land to plunder, but as a force that rose on its own and shaped its own destiny. His voice carried the weight of generations, a promise that this generation would finish what their ancestors began, that they would reclaim what was stolen, and make the sacrifices of those who fought before them worth something eternal. He painted freedom not as mere survival, but as pride, not as existence, but as greatness. And as his words sank deep into their hearts, the people felt a fire rise within them, a fire no enemy could extinguish. They realized they were not waiting for a savior. They were becoming their own salvation.